Well, hello. This is episode one of Off the Iron, and my name is Rob, and with my friend Andre. How you doing, Andre?
Great, Rob. Great to be here. Happy to be here.
Yeah, this is fun. We thought of doing this to be able to give parents something to watch and the kids something to watch. And so, what have you been up to?
Well, so I've made a couple trips out to Utah to watch the games, but mostly with Andre being injured, I've been relying on what out here on the East Coast seems to be really late game starts for us. 10:45 p.m. game starts. But I managed to do it. But with two, you know this with other boys. I Andre being my oldest, I've got two other younger ones that are also playing either high school hockey or 14U hockey. So as hockey dads, we know, man, right? It's there's hockey season and then there's a couple months of warm weather and that's it.
Yeah.
Right? And that's
So
what we're
you
into
got
now.
three playing. Besides Andre, he's got two brothers playing back there in Ohio.
Yep. I've got a senior
Yeah.
in high school who AJ was just named team captain yesterday for his team. So, and my 14U Alex is team captain of his team.
Now, AJ, he's looking at Utah?
He is. He is. It's God willing, it's the one and only school he's applying to. So, yeah. And he wants
All
to
eggs in
play.
one basket.
He wants to play. So that should be interesting.
What's
So
the other draws to him coming out to Utah? Is he also a skier, snowboarder?
yeah. He loves skiing. Loves skiing. He really likes the business program that Utah offers at the school.
Yeah.
So to him, it was a no brainer. Just like our other sons, we talked about other schools and other mountain communities. But for him, it was nope. Andre's there. Andre's loving it. So that's what I want to do.
Yeah. Well, Reed, when we looked at Utah, and one of the reasons you and I thought about doing this type of recording is, you and I, we looked at the school
Yep,
and found a lot of things outside of just the good academics. The hockey
for sure.
team,
For
which
sure.
ends up being like a fraternity to these boys. We've got
Absolutely.
three teams there at Utah. We got the M1 team, ACHA D1. We've got the women's W1 team, and then we've got our team, ACHA, on the D2 side, M2. And they're just a great bunch of guys and girls there. Besides practicing the rink right there by the school,
Yeah.
and all the games they get to play. And AJ Bolden, the president, just has them travel in the best buses or planes. And
Yeah.
but when they're not playing, they're on the mountain. They're snowboarding
So
and
true.
skiing,
So
and
true.
it's a great time right there in Salt Lake. So
Well,
you're coming out to Salt Lake. We've got the Beehive tournament coming up. When are you coming in?
So I land. My wife and I land Thursday at 3:30, just in time to land, get checked in to our place, drop off our luggage, turn around, and go to the rink.
Yeah.
So looking forward to it. Looking forward to a
We're
lot of
coming
hockey.
in Wednesday, so I'll
Okay.
already have a cold one waiting for you.
Okay. Good. You'll have the tailgate ready.
I'll have the tailgate ready.
Well,
We'll have.
something you said. We and I talked a lot last year. We both have boys that came into the program as true freshmen, so they're young. And so for my son and for anybody that's listening that either went through this or they're even thinking about this school for their son, you mentioned the word family, and that's really what it is.
Mhm.
Andre, we in Ohio we're 18 hours away by car. So it's not like he's coming home once a weekend to get his laundry done and having a home cooked meal, right? But the boys in the hockey house have him over for team dinners.
Yeah.
Right now, Andre's out with his shoulder injury, but he's hanging with the boys still, travels with the team. And AJ, like you said, man, he treats these kids like they're NHL guys, right? They travel with the team if they're injured, they travel well. He's not
Nice
jamming.
hotels.
Yeah, exactly. And he's not jamming six college guys into a hotel room. You know,
No.
so it's very well done. It's very well done.
AJ played there. AJ has done just a great job because he has to manage all three, and then he has to
Sure.
manage his parents.
Yeah, true.
Our coach, Coach Fernelius, the amount of volunteer time, my
Yeah,
gosh, and his assistant coaches, how much time they put in, and like he told me one day, it's just giving back.
yeah.
It's
Well, and
kind of interesting to see what these
yeah,
kids will do when they get out helping continue this program because I came from an ACHA program. You came from an NCAA program. Um, Keeping in, especially on the ACHA side, there's so many volunteers,
Yes.
and they just do such a. But that's what our sport does. I mean, you volunteer as a coach. I have as well. Um, this is just a great sport, and we have great people. It
And
attracts very good people.
something I think needs to be pointed out about Coach Cornelius is you mentioned AJB playing for the program, and Coach Cornelius is young, right? And so with that could come some challenges, but he's overcome those. As far as the age group or lack of age gap between him and the players,
Yeah.
that has not been an issue. He demands and commands the respect of the boys. So he's done a fabulous job. He really
Oh, they
has.
love him. They
Yeah,
they
yeah.
really do well. You look at when Reed was looking at this program. That first year was their first year having their D2 team back again because they
Okay.
had moved up to D1. And Reed's first year, they went 19-10. Last year, his sophomore year, 22-12. And you have to give credit to Coach Cornelius and how he's bringing people in because, as you know, the tryouts they'll have 70 kids
Oh yeah.
or more,
Yep.
100,
Hmm.
depending on if you want to count all three teams.
Sure.
And then this year we're already 10-4 going into the Beehive, and I know a lot of parents are coming in for the Beehive. It's a lot of time, great time. We're going to have for anyone. We're having a dinner for the team. Uh, Rob is and his wife Jacqueline are hosting it this year. Uh, what a great time it is for all the parents to get to meet each other,
Yeah.
get to meet all the kids, and it's just such a fun time. And back to that family, I like getting to meet the coaches. We leave them alone during the game, the before and after, but they're real
Yeah.
generous to talk to us afterwards. But I get them when the game's over.
Yeah.
They're there,
I've
have them
told
in
some of my
talking.
parents around here, the hockey parents around here, I said, that this Beehive weekend, at least the way I look at it, is that's our Utah hockey family's version of our
Yeah,
parent weekend. Parent weekend in the fall, this revolves around a football game. And that's great. That's great if that's what you want to do. But for me, I mean, football's great, but for me to be able to come out for a parent weekend and jam pack it with hockey and good times with the parents, and you said downtime with the coaches where you really get to meet them,
yeah,
and you get to see the kids interact, right? Because you're going to be there. We'll be there at the dinner with the kids. You get to see them just kind of hang out. Who they're all super super respectful of the parents. So it's just
yeah.
a fun environment. It's a fun
One
environment.
of the other parents, Rick, who lives in Boulder, him and his wife hosted a team lunch, and
Sure.
all the
Yep.
boys came over, and they did a fantastic job getting that going, and everybody got to relax.
Yes.
The
Yes.
coaches had a good time getting to hang out with those guys, and then after Saturday night's game, he called in for some more food, and the team came back over Saturday night.
Yeah.
So we went into Denver and we won both games against Denver. Uh, it was two very good wins against a very
Yeah.
good team.
Yeah. And
And
they were
so,
dominating wins.
so last year we were with the Pac 8. We win the Pac 8,
Mm-hmm.
and then we left with the trophy, and now we're with the Mountain West Collegiate Hockey League, the MWCHL. Now we've got a whole different look of teams. We've
Sure.
got Weber State, Utah State, right? When we normally play them in Utah Valley
Yeah.
because they're there, but they weren't in our conference of the Pac 8, like your USC, UCLA,
Sure.
San Diego's, Washington. So the guys don't have to fly out west, which I like, but now we are having to bus up to Montana State. They're a
Yep.
powerhouse. University of Montana, Providence, and there's probably some other, and we got to go over to Denver. But short travel for the mountain. Bus rides are very simple. I think the boys like the bus ride better
I would agree.
uh,
I would
because
agree.
they load up on the bus there at the rink at the campus, and 6 hours or less they're at
Yeah.
most of the rinks,
Hmm.
and they are doing great and getting to see them come in. By the way, here's who we have for the Beehive. We've
Yeah. Let's
got
go over that.
Southern Arizona, who
Okay.
we lost to last year, which hopefully we get them this year. We do get to play Montana State again.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to that because we played them well. I mean, we
Yeah,
lost.
they're number one in our conference right now.
Yeah.
We go game 3 is University of Providence out of Montana.
Mhm.
And then we end with the University of Montana on Sunday. So 4 big games. Right now we're 10-4. We're lucky that the boys get to sleep in their bed every night.
Yeah.
All these other teams are going to be in the hotel, and it's going to be a haul. I mean, playing 4 games. But something I like about Coach Fornelius, and I almost call him Coach Forney, because when you're around the boys, you hear nothing but nicknames.
Yep.
Winks and A-Wings, and you just hear them all, and
Yeah.
it's funny. But the one thing I like about our coach, though you look at our lineup, and we have a lot of kids on the team, per se, versus a high school, he plays them all.
Oh yeah.
He plays them.
Yeah.
He plays all 3 of our goalies. He rotates them in, and he gets wins. He understands when it's senior night, those seniors start. When he travels out of town, and we were in California last year, those California kids were there.
Yep.
And he understands where, this is my words, not his, but it's not always. He understands these kids are not going pro.
Correct.
But they're going to have memories that last them forever. And these teammates. And you'll watch, these teammates want to see their friends play as well.
Sure. Yes. I agree.
Even the ones that, sometimes they'll say, I'll sit out, some other friends can play.
Yeah.
They're such a great group of guys. And going into the Beehive, 4 games, you've got to have fresh legs and be able to do it. And I think Coach Fernelius, he's lucky that everything's at home.
Yeah.
But
well, let's talk. Let's hit on that for a second. You mentioned our record, and we've had. It's not an excuse because you hear it at every level from squirts up to the NHL as far as injuries, right? So it's not an excuse, but this team has had a pretty unlucky first semester, right? With some injuries on the defense, with some powerful offensive injuries, and so to still, and we're still feeling it, so I'm not going to say that we're out of it. We're not, right? We still got some injuries on the D. We depending on how kids are feeling, we might have 1 or 2 guys on the offensive down. So to be going in at 10-4 with the kind of injuries that we've been experiencing, that speaks to the kids, and it also speaks to Coach Forney, as you said, being able to utilize the entire group of kids and pull from each kid what their specialty is, what their forte is. You know what I mean? So it's not only, I think, we be impressed and be proud of our boys at 10-4, but 10-4 with that asterisk, again, not an excuse, but just that asterisk of some significant injuries that we're battling through. Not to sound like a cliche, but it is.
You're right. I mean, you know it, and I do, but I'm looking forward to getting to catch up with you in person at the Beehive.
Yes.
Looking forward to seeing some of these other parents. And I'd like to continue this again sometime. We can meet some of the players. I don't get the chance to meet them all. You meet 1 or 2 when we go into town, but to be able to meet them, and I think for meeting all these other parents, I mean, we've got, I think, 8 rookies on the team. So we'll hopefully get to meet some more parents, like I got to meet you last year.
Yeah, exactly.
And your wife. So I look forward to seeing you just in a few days from now.
Yeah,
and
looking forward to seeing you in a few days for sure.
Talk about this some more. So I appreciate your time, and we'll go ahead and wrap up episode 1 of Off the Iron, and look forward to trying to see what we can do in episode 2.
Yeah, hope you all enjoyed it.
All right. Have a good night.
Have a good night.